Well, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. And as we do every time this week, we are going to talk about the round of NRL that has just been played. Thankfully, it's back, and thankfully the crowds are coming back as well, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I know, that is exciting, yeah.
So it's very good. But we want to talk about round 6 later, the games. But this weekend, I believe, is a special weekend. Brian, do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. Beanies for brain cancer. Tom, chuck yours on.
Tom, chuck yours on.
Steve thinks he's got a good-looking head. He doesn't need one.
I'll just do this.
Look, I know. Look, and the Hughes Foundation, they're not one of our sponsors, but the Mark,
because we have such a long list of sponsors.
The Mark Hughes Foundation does a fantastic job. Brainies for
Brainies.
Brainies for bean cancer.
You need
Beanies for brain cancer.
Didn't we say when we rehearsed this that you were going to be serious?
I was going to be serious.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, I just want everyone out there. Look, I know that we've got hundreds of millions of viewers and listeners out there, and I want to encourage everyone to go and buy a beanie. Just for the record, did you know that more kids in Australia die of brain cancer than any other disease? And
That's tragic.
the Mark Hughes Foundation, all profits go to the Brain Cancer Foundation. So I want to encourage everyone out there, jump online and grab yourself a beanie. Good looking. My wife says my head looks better this way.
Well, it's partly covered. Not the part that matters.
Well, I was going to say something about it can't look worse. But,
So yeah, go out and shout yourself one.
yeah, good idea. Go out and buy one. In fact, buy 2.
Steve's going to buy one.
Steve's going to buy one. I won't wear it, but Steve's going to buy one. I've got no problem spending the money. It's just,
Buy one for your wife.
why?
Why not?
Do you realise it's our anniversary today? 36 years we've been married. She has put up with me for 36 years. No jokes about life sentences, please.
That woman needs a stained glass window.
What she does is
She is a saint.
she needs a beanie, leopard spot one with the pom-pom on it. That's the ladies' one.
There you go, perfect anniversary gift.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that'll go down too well.
Yeah, no, neither do
Can we talk about the football?
All right, back to the footy.
All right, back to the footy. Okay, gentlemen, this week there have been a few players change clubs. Bryson Goodwin never got a game with South, although he came back from England to play for them. And look, that would be because there's no reserve grade, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So he's gone
To
the
Cronulla.
Sharks.
to Cronulla,
Yep.
who obviously need another outside back because
They got rid of their international to the Roosters.
And they lost Sherry, to the drug test. So,
But they also have just bought another one as well, haven't they?
Neil McDonald.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
McDonald.
Well, he's a winger, really.
Either way.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And a couple of others.
Isaac Luke.
Isaac
Luke,
Luke,
Broncos.
Brisbane.
To the
Again,
Bronx.
did he played one game, I think, for the
Yes, he played one game for
the
them.
Dragons.
And Corey Thompson
Yes.
from the Dogs to the Titans, actually named this week at fullback.
And you know what? I think that is the biggest loss out of all 3 of those.
Corey Thompson's quality player.
He's a quality player, and I think the Tigers are going to struggle without him.
Where's he going to play? Will he play at
He's a fullback.
Well,
he went
So
up
where's
there to
Brent
play
at the moment?
fullback.
He's severely injured. Okay.
See, I don't like it. I don't like players swapping mid-season.
Well, it's not mid-season; it's early season. But
Don't like it.
But this is it's nearly the 30th of June, and it's come upon us
yeah,
so
but we've
quickly
missed
because we had that COVID.
8 or 10 weeks.
Yeah, no, but normally we talk about this as the weeks
Yeah.
go on, and it's suddenly come upon us quickly. It's halfway through the year.
Yep.
And this is when it happens.
I don't like it.
Yep.
I don't
Why?
like it. I don't like it when
Why?
players.
Tell us why.
Because you sign a contract, you see out your contract. You know what? Do it discreetly at the end of the year. If you're Bryson Goodwin and you're not getting a game, but to dump your club that you've trained with after 5 rounds of football and head off somewhere else, it doesn't seem.
Well, in the case of Corey Thompson, yes, but in the case of the other 2, they've been at their clubs for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a big deal. What annoys me is the players who signed for next year before the 30th of June.
Yeah, that annoys me too.
Or the year after or something, because you'd have to think there will be occasionally a player whose focus will be lost on the club they're currently at because they're looking forward to being at a new club.
Well, and interestingly enough, on the game on Monday night, they mentioned when they were calling the game, they talked about Angus Crichton.
Yep.
And Angus Crichton, they were saying, is a free agent come November. Now, obviously, that means he's got another 12 months to play with the Roosters before he can sign with someone else. And the word is they're not going to offer the same sort of money that he's on now.
He's playing good football at the moment, though.
But he's playing good football.
He's probably earning it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? But that's the point. You know, should a player who's been playing now, still has 12 months on his contract, be able to now have to start looking?
Yeah.
It's an odd system. It
crazy.
truly is. But please don't bring up the draft. Don't want to know about a draft.
The draft. I don't want the draft. But there's got to be something. I don't know. I don't like all these players switching clubs. It doesn't sit well for me personally.
So
Sure.
But I guess there isn't an alternative. But that's what it is. And Ponga has re-signed with the Knights.
Yep.
Yes.
I thought it already happened, but
At the bargain basement price of
$4.5 million, I believe.
over 4 years.
I believe so. 4 or 5 years.
Dooley.
So he's on Hunt money.
Oh yeah, but
Ben Hunt money.
when you compare the two, the way they're playing,
Yep.
I'm surprised the Roosters didn't offer him a bit.
oh, I did.
We've got the best player in the world. Why do we need him?
Reserve grade.
Yeah.
Like your other international wingers and backs.
I
and
have
forwards.
no doubt the Roosters would have considered it.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're greedy.
They would have considered it. They try and sign
Just
everybody
good
else.
managers. Jeez.
Good managers.
Sure.
Either way, I think he signed with Newcastle for unders. So
You
good
think
luck to
so?
him.
Unders. Wow.
Yep, absolutely. What you think he's worth less than that?
No, I think he's
No.
worth about that much.
Well,
No,
he's-
yeah. I
think he's worth
don't
more.
think he's signed for unders. I think he's got his value.
No, I think he's signed for unders.
No.
I think he's worth more.
Okay, we
All
want to talk about round 5 of the NRL, gentlemen.
Seems years ago. Just seems ages ago.
No. Okay. Started off on Thursday night with Manly playing the Broncos, and Manly just got out of jail.
Oh yeah. Gee.
Cheated. Won by
You'll have
20
to-
to 18.
All right, excuse me. We need to discuss this, Steve. Cheated. The first team to come back under the new rules and from an 18-0 deficit and win the game. How did we cheat?
All the calls, all the 50-50 calls went Manly's way in the
Not in
second
the first.
half.
Yeah, not in the first half. They didn't.
The disallowed try to Brisbane was a try.
No, it wasn't. You can't stop in the defensive line.
He didn't stop in the
He
defensive
did.
line.
He stopped in the defensive line, and Cherry
He was
Evans
so
ran into
far
him.
away from the
He
ball.
stopped in the defensive line.
Oh,
and
Cherry
ran-
Evans did the swan dive.
Yep. You can't run. You can't stop.
So you admit that
Seriously.
you did the swan dive.
You can't stop.
exactly.
I knew the incident that you were talking about. You can't stop in the defensive line. You know, we've got a player that continually does that, and we've had many tries
And yet,
pulled back.
the next point I have is that Manly did exactly the same thing, and it was allowed.
Yeah, that
When?
was just near the end of the game.
Oh, end of the game.
Please, don't be stupid. Jeez, you talk
Are
garbage.
you kidding me?
Steve
Did you
texted
watch
me
the
about
game?
that. Yep. Steve
Did I watch the game?
Did you watch the game?
With my... Look, let me tell you.
With glasses on.
I could show you about 80 text messages from that game. It's like everybody I knew was texting me.
Well, you must have been happy at 18-0.
I decided to turn my phone off at 10-0.
Oh, look. Manly played very, very well in that second half. They were quite poor in the first half.
Yep.
Broncos were good in the first half, but poor in the second half.
Well, the Broncos were much better than they have been over the previous 2 weeks.
Yep.
They played with a lot of direction and power, and Anthony Milford was fantastic. He was running the ball again. I was actually a bit worried there for a long time in that game.
Yeah.
They were just playing. They were actually playing really good football.
Yeah.
However, when your team plays badly and you still win,
However, when the ref's on your side and
you know you've got a serious team. You can say that about any game.
Oh, no, I can't.
We
I can say it about Manly.
We can say it about a few. Don't you worry.
Ben Teo looked good for his first game back.
Not really.
Didn't get a lot of time, did he?
I swear you didn't watch the same game. He didn't get a lot of time, but that wasn't the point. That wasn't my comment. Ben Teo looked good for what he did do. I thought he was excellent.
Tell you,
First time back in 6 years.
So you did look good. Payne Haas. Oh my goodness. I think every year I look for a player and that outside of my club that I just think, got a bit of a man crush on him. It used to be Teddy, but then he went to the Roosters. Payne Haas, what a man! Like what a player!
The comment last week when they got hammered was that they're relying on Payne Haas to do everything, or he's relying on himself to say, "I need to pull the team out of this."
Yeah,
but he was really busy.
100%. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I would imagine that he still ran for nearly 200 metres. Because the guy we're just pulling these up because we're a professional outfit here. But I have no doubt that he ran for a bucket load of metres. And Tom 191, there you go.
Who was that?
Payne Haas, 191 and 45 tackles.
But you'd expect that, wouldn't you?
Man, under the current rules, front rowers aren't playing 80 minutes, and he does.
Even Lodge ran for 186.
Mate, I think he's fantastic. Anyway.
Yeah, look, I think the Broncos will take a lot of heart out of that. I mean, they shouldn't have lost that game. But,
no. They should have. They lost to a better team. Aden Fanoa Blake was on fire. Tommy was magnificent. Cherry was directing the team around. Dylan Walker's a centre, not a 5'8".
We're back to that again, are we? Last week he was the best 5'8" in the world.
No, I don't know about that. I tell you, that's our weak spot.
All right. Let's go on to Central Coast Stadium on the Friday night where there was a tri-fest.
Yeah.
And the Warriors finally beat the North Queensland Cowboys 37-26. And
this was going
try for try.
Yeah.
This was a joke of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's two teams that haven't got their defence sorted out.
They've got nothing sorted out.
Yeah. But what did you think of the Warriors?
They are the Gumps. I tell you, Tom's right. They're the Gumps. You just don't know what you're going to get. Like, they were spectacular in places.
Yep.
And Peter Hiku's come in and scored a hat-trick, which is fantastic. But he's one man. Like, surely I don't know. Cody Nikorima was exceptional. Best game I've seen him play since his early days at the
Broncos.
Broncos.
Very good, wasn't he?
But you don't know what to make of him.
No.
I mean, I guess it didn't... With Val Holmes being injured very early on, I guess that kind of put a bit of a dent in their attack.
Still, I'm not convinced about the Cowboys.
No, neither am I.
Well, are the Cowboys gone? I mean, if they can't get over the Warriors, if they concede 37 points against the Warriors, are they gone?
No, I don't think they're gone. I think they have issues. I put them in my 8. The bottom part of the 8, and I'm not convinced they'll be there, I'll be honest with you.
Tamalolo ran for 137 metres,
which for him,
half of what he normally runs.
Well contained.
Because Roger said that they would target him. They just ran attack at him all night to try to tire him out.
And he's an exceptional player, isn't he, Roger?
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly,
his footwork. I mean, he sometimes they work him out sometimes, and he doesn't get far, but he steps somebody even if he's going 5 metres.
Yeah. And
he's got phenomenal feet.
Oh, he's an unbelievable player.
Bit like another fullback we know.
Which one are you talking about? Tedesco, or are you talking about Trbojevic?
Trbojevic.
All right, I'm going to sit back and just let you guys go for it, please.
No, that's fine. Look. Just because Trbojevic is the complete player doesn't mean that Teddy is a good fullback. Continue.
Tom? Retort?
He's got nothing.
Did you watch the game last night? I rest my case.
Oh, hang on. You were playing the Bulldogs. With all due respect to the Bulldogs.
We're talking about the Warriors and the Cowboys.
Yes, that's right.
Can I just say, back to this game?
Yeah.
I think Green has to go. They've looked stale. The Cowboys have looked stale for the last 3 years.
So Paul, not Blake.
Yeah.
That's one on either side.
I don't think they're coming up with anything new. It's nearly it's a throw the ball to the biggest guy and see what he can do.
Yeah, if they didn't have Tamalolo, they'd be in big trouble.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think maybe a coaching swap with him and McGregor would be good.
Let's see what Barry thinks.
Hey, Paul Green's a great coach.
And Barry is very happy this week, by the way.
Yes.
Very happy.
We'll get
All right, let's go on to Bankwest Stadium where the Parramatta Eels played the Penrith Panthers and Parramatta won 16-10.
And I'm sorry, I was supposed to contact Bradley about about calling in tonight.
okay, that's right.
He
It
wouldn't
didn't
have.
happen, and I apologise, Bradley. But perhaps you could give us a Facebook online commentary about how you think that game went, particularly how your Penrith Panthers performed.
Capitulated. 6 minutes in the second half.
Come on, 5 minutes is all it took him. 5 minutes to get rid of the Panthers.
We're probably lucky he didn't come on this week.
No, he would have been angry. He would have said something that worse than me.
And I don't have a bleep button, so we have to be careful.
Hang on. The Panthers were leading 10-0
Yeah.
until the 61st minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And then
So what were you talking about? 5 minutes?
Because they scored
Oh,
the
they
second
scored
goal
points
in
in
5
in a
minutes.
5-minute period. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. The interesting commentary was that the commentators said that the Eels are the best team in the last 20 minutes, and they'd said that at about the 59th minute, and I think the Eels sort of flicked the switch because they had a phenomenal few minutes.
Yeah.
The thing that I think marks the Eels at the moment is an incredible self-belief.
Yes.
I think they have incredible self-belief to say, you know what, we're not out of this game until it's over.
Yeah.
And, they were struggling for the first 60 minutes. Panthers were they weren't cruising, but they were in control.
Oh, it was a high energy game.
Yeah.
It was
a
an
quality
excellent
Yeah, I
game.
thought it was a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I sent you a text at that point, and I said, the Eels have worked out this is an 80-minute game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they realise, like a lot of the top teams, the Roosters the same, even if they do get behind, they have a belief that they can come back into it
Yep.
at any point. Now, 60 minutes, they're 10-0 down, and they look like scoring, but you know what? The Panthers were holding them out.
Yep,
But
they were
all of a
doing well.
sudden,
Yep.
they switched it
They
on.
flicked the switch. I don't know what it was, but I thought Gutherson is a really unsung hero for that team.
I don't know if he's
think
unsung, but he's a hero.
He's tremendous.
Yeah.
Madison's really fitting into that team well.
Yep.
And Mitchell Moses had a pretty decent game.
What? Really?
Yeah, I thought he had a decent game.
Well, you didn't see him have... Don't.
Go on, say it. No, you don't agree?
You're allowed to commentate on this game.
No, it's quite all right. I actually think that Mitchell Moses didn't tackle players without the ball and whinge and have a spit at the ref like he usually does.
Okay, we'll move on to that one then. Thank you
So
very
how do
much.
you think Cleary went?
I thought
Because-
Cleary went really well.
I thought he went well.
Mate,
Okay.
so
No
long
problem.
out of the game. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I watched the Channel 9 commentary.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to switch it up. I don't know why, because Gus Gould irritates living daylights out of me, but he did make a good analogy with Nathan Cleary and Trent Barrett.
Yep.
Nathan Cleary is playing this year. He's holding off the ball a little bit more, just like Trent Barrett used to have explosive power at the line, and so he would just hold the ball up, sucker the defence in, and then just scoot away or straight through them. Cleary is playing in a very similar style.
He made a couple of half breaks. He got pulled down, but you could see the potential there for a break.
Yep.
And Barrett's assistant coach, isn't he, at Penrith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be the best thing that's going to happen to Nathan Cleary, because I'm sure that all of the time is going into him, and he looks better than he did last year after one game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all.
So, yes.
What do we think of the young fullback? Young 5'8".
Which
Dylan
one?
Brown?
No, not Dylan Brown. For Penrith.
Burton.
Oh, love him. Wasted on the
He's
bench.
got a lot of potential.
Wasted on the bench.
Yeah, I think they should go with Cleary and Burton, honestly.
Oh, no.
Luai off the bench.
He was fantastic. He was dynamite.
And this is going to be an ongoing problem for them, trying to fit those two players in the team, especially when they come up against a bigger pack of forwards and they're going to need to sit 4 forwards on the bench. So
I think we need some depth.
That doesn't surprise me. The Roosters are also going to try and get them all.
I thought I'd be predictable.
The problem is
Yeah,
that...
but at least you're honest.
The problem is that everybody's carrying it back on the bench, though.
Yes, I know.
So maybe it's not so bad. And Burton's a pretty big unit. Like, he can slot in at a pinch somewhere in the back row
Maybe.
to fill a gap.
Yeah, you'd fill a gap, I suppose, yeah. All right, let's move on to Bankwest Stadium on the Saturday afternoon, where the Rabbitohs beat the Titans 32-12.
Oh, talk about a refereeing farce.
Are you kidding me? 26-2, I think, at halftime. No, 26-6 at halftime, and the Rabbitohs fell asleep in the second half.
Yeah. You mean the ref started giving equal calls?
Okay, give me one call that didn't go that you disagree with.
The whole lot.
Did you even watch the game?
The whole lot. It was terrible.
Listen, you have an audience here. And I want to know the truth.
Who was the ref, by the way?
Hand on heart, I want you to say, did you watch the game or not?
Yes, I did.
Live?
No, I watched it replayed.
All the game or just the highlights?
All the game. I watched all the games.
Well, then you have no idea what you're talking about, as usual. Let's talk about Latrell Mitchell in this game.
Yeah, he was.
Hang on. Let me answer for him in the same way that he answered you when you said, "Look at Teddy."
Okay.
It was against the Gold Coast. Come on, what do you expect?
No. I didn't say, "Gosh, how good was Latrell Mitchell?" or "Isn't he wonderful?" I just said, "Tell me your thoughts about Latrell Mitchell in this game."
He was 200% better than he's been. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That was 100% correct comment, Tom.
So relative to who they were playing, that's irrelevant. He was 200% better as a fullback this week. I mean, he showed some really nice touches. So some really nice handoffs. Went to the line. That last try that they scored, that Gagai scored, that was some brilliance.
Yeah.
He's
still not where he needs to be.
He's 5 games into.
I know.
Games into
exactly.
being
But
a
you
fullback.
guys wrote him off at the beginning of the season.
That's because we wanted him to fail.
No, he still will fail.
No.
He's not going to fail.
No, he's good for him. I think he's really improving, and as his fitness gets better, he's just going to get better.
Yeah.
And I got to hand it to him. I wasn't happy that he left. I wasn't happy, about that. But good on him. He's starting to get his game together. I don't like proving Bennett right. That always irks me.
Cody Walker back, played well.
Yeah, just a few little rabbit punches here and there, but he's a bunny, so what do you expect? Ref didn't see him, so it doesn't matter. But
Cody's got a massive chip on his shoulder.
It was only 9 penalties too, but we won't talk about it. So they're all legit. Yeah, he did. He had a massive chip. He thought it was on everybody else's shoulder. He was trying to get rid of it. He was shocking.
You're funny.
He was niggling the entire time.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one in the NRL who niggles.
I'm just saying, he could have been
That's
picked
a great
up.
justification.
He could have been picked up for a dozen penalties, but he wasn't.
What a load of rubbish.
Anyway, Titans didn't give up.
You see what I have to put up with every
So-
single week.
20-point win over the Titans is it's
Yeah, but
average.
the Titans didn't give up.
No.
That was the thing.
The Titans were very poor in the first half.
Yeah, they've turned the corner a little bit in the last couple of weeks.
Yep, dropping a couple of weeks ago when the coach came out and dropped half the team.
Yep.
Regardless of name and reputation,
Yep.
that might have been
in your spot.
Yep.
Yep.
So they'll be a different team again next week. I think they're on the improve.
I think even Bryce Cartwright started to put in.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all.
Mm. All right, next.
Okay, let's move on to the next game, and this was a bit like deer in the headlights, I thought. Melbourne Storm beating the Newcastle Knights 26-12.
That was an unexpected result, honestly.
They just seemed... Well, I felt they were overawed by the occasion, I'll be honest with you.
There was no occasion. I mean, what was the occasion? They were playing
They were playing the Melbourne Storm, and everyone was saying, well, the Knights haven't lost a game. I just felt they didn't match what the expectation was.
I don't know.
Yeah, Smith had a good game again.
Well, I think it's his first really good game this year. That's the difference. I think it's taken the Storm a long time to adjust to this quick play the ball and how to manipulate situations, because let's face it, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to all the Melbourne Storm supporters out there, they are the masters of manipulation. And I think it's taken them this long to figure out how to do things within the rules And
Is
yeah,
that manipulation or is that just adaptation?
well, they manipulate. So
Well,
oh come on! At one point, everyone in the Storm team is calling for captain's challenge. Cameron Smith's sitting there watching the screen.
Yeah, but he ran out of time, so he couldn't make the challenge.
Yeah,
Because
but he was watching the screen to see what was happening.
Of course, they all do that.
Yeah, but he just doesn't. But you can imagine him going. Cameron Smith's going.
Yeah.
Let me think about this for a minute.
And he's going, Captain's Challenge, you want to see this?
Like it's
Yeah,
just
I know.
is he hinting to the ref that the ref should watch the screen, reverse the decision? Like just
He did point out a few times to the ref that markers weren't square or
he does it.
pointing to them and
He's just.
Yeah, that's annoying.
But he's on the ball. I hate it. I hate him so much. It's not funny. He's
I'm
so
surprised he
bloody
hasn't
good at what he
actually-
does.
I'm surprised he hasn't had a high shot or something from somebody who's just absolutely fed up with him.
He is so good at what he does, though.
Yeah.
he's so good. He's very good.
Yeah.
But
you got to love him.
Oh, well, that's what you say.
And I also particularly want to talk about the penalty that towards the end of the game, I must admit, Jesse Bromwich ran into the defensive line, fell over, got a penalty,
Don't
Yeah.
remember.
was
and
very
they
soft.
Kicked the 2. No.
and he kicked a 2. Yeah,
And that put them
Yeah.
originally 8 points out, didn't it? Because they
Yeah.
scored late.
it was a very soft.
Yeah.
In fact, it shouldn't have actually been. He ran into him. It shouldn't have been a penalty. Anyway.
Yeah, that gave him a buffer because
Yeah. Oh, look, and if you're going to talk about refereeing performances,
I mean, it's
that was a tough one to say. The ref got a lot of them right.
Yeah, look, it was probably the same ref from the Manly game.
Well, I thought Klein and Cummins. I can't remember. I think that Cummins might have reffed this game.
Yeah, he did.
Klein and Cummins, I thought had shockers. I really do.
Come on, man. When are we going to when are we going to rotate these refs out? Like it's every week, and I don't want to be a ref basher, and I don't want to blame refs.
But you are a ref basher. You do it every week.
No, I don't. I don't want to do that. But when you get continually refs where the commentating world, including us, say, "Gee, that was a shocker." Oh, gee, that was a shocker. Every week, is there no one else? There were 2 refs on the field last year. We've got double the amount of guys who can control a game.
Yep.
Give someone a
And
shot.
you've got on-field refs on the sidelines now, so that should help.
Just make a
touch
change.
judges.
Yeah.
Make a change. All right, that's all I've got to say.
Okay, let's go on to the other game on that night. Was Canberra Raiders beating the Tigers 14-6.
Felt sorry for the Tigers.
So do I. Honestly.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought they were in this up until Packer came on, and then he turned the game for the Raiders.
Single-handedly turned victory into defeat.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was terrible. It'd be interesting the conversation in the dressing room later on with Madge, because things were already not very good between the two.
No, and I don't think they're going to be any better now that he's now got 2 weeks rest.
I think it's going to be a bit more than 2 weeks.
No, that's what they've announced, 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's going to be more than 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, look, honestly, I thought the Tigers were playing exceptionally well. Yep. And again, I think a few calls went the Raiders' way. It's interesting that this weekend there seemed to be some calls that went with the team that was expected to win.
See, I actually think a few calls went the Tigers' ways there early on.
I know, towards the end of the game when the Raiders started getting on top.
But early on, I thought the Tigers were getting the rub of the green.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
But look, I was impressed with the Tigers.
Their first
Josh
half was
Reynolds
excellent.
was exceptional.
He was. He was. Yeah.
He adds energy and enthusiasm to the team, and that's what they need. So I don't know what they do with Benji Marshall, because I think they need him to guide the team around.
I think Whiten was almost the difference in that game.
Yeah,
he had an exceptional game, and especially after that horrible injury to his eye early on in the
black
game.
eye. Never heard anyone.
It was a shocker.
You had a few?
I've had a few.
Well, it affected me, no.
Hang on, are you mocking me?
No, never. Come on, Brian. Never. No, I thought the Tigers were, and I honestly I thought they were going to win this one. But
Yes, and well, the Raiders love the wrestle, like the arm wrestle of a match.
yeah,
They're not gonna. They're except for last week for some reason when they just lay down.
Yep.
They will not roll over and let a team continue over the top of them.
Well, when I was watching the games this weekend, I was thinking about where clubs sit, no matter where they're on the ladder now, and you think Raiders are one of those top end teams, and they show why, because they stick the game out. Parramatta haven't proved themselves enough yet, but they're sitting in that top end sort of echelon at the moment. The Roosters are there. I think Manly's sort of there. I'm sorry, Steve, but right at the moment, I think the Rabbitohs are in that middle echelon, I think.
oh no doubt, I'm there with you.
But you can see the difference. And the West Tigers, they're again in that middle echelon where they're just not in that. They're in that second tier of quality players, and that's the score reflects that.
Yeah.
I think,
Oh
unfortunately.
look, no, I don't disagree with that. I don't think Souths have hit their straps yet, and I think they've got a lot of work to do to get close to the Roosters, to the Raiders, to even Manly,
Yeah, and the
to
Storm,
Parramatta,
I
to
guess.
Storm.
Yeah.
You know, the way we're playing, Souths will be a 7th or 8th, 9th place team. But
This game though,
it's early.
I know. I just want to talk about the games, but do you bring Benji Marshall back in next week at the expense of Luke Brooks?
Well, the question is, why did you drop him? That's the question.
His defence is not good.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
but
told.
Luke Brooks is pretty average out there at the moment.
I would not drop Luke Brooks for him, but I would find a place for Benji on the bench and
Come
bring
in,
him on as
spark the
hooker or
team.
something like that.
Yeah.
Cause
Or bring him in the 5'8", Reynolds goes to hooker.
yeah, I mean the
Well,
spark
Harry
that
Grant's there. He's killing it.
Yeah, but if he needs a breather.
the spark that he can bring to a team is like no one else.
Yeah.
Now I would have liked him to be on the side, be in that the last 20 minutes when the Tigers really needed a lift. He would have been the perfect player to bring on.
Well, he's a game manager, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep, and he adds that spark and that dynamic. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my last comment on that game.
Okay, let's go on to Campbelltown Stadium, where the Dragons got their first win of the season by beating the Cronulla Sharks 30-16.
And can we mention, interestingly, that this game was meant to be the 6:30 game,
Yes.
and because of the situation with Aidan Tolman's family connection with a COVID test or school, the NRL had to do some fancy footwork, which they did brilliantly, really. Got Tolman out to get him tested. Got the other 49 people in the Canterbury bubble tested, and were able to shift this game to fourth for a spot. And obviously the other game moved till last night. I think that was really. It just shows that Peter V'landys has got his finger on the pulse, and he's really got himself well organised. And it's a credit to the way the NRL are running at the moment.
Yep.
I think that's. Yeah, and we don't give the NRL a lot of praise from time to time, but at the moment they're getting it all right.
Well, sometimes they don't deserve it, but right now
they're
they
getting
do.
it all right, aren't they?
They're
Good
getting
job.
it all right.
Really good job.
Well,
So, St George won their first game of the season.
changes.
Barry's very happy.
Yeah.
Barry, you should be happy because Matt Duffy was at fullback where he belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey Norman was in the halves where he belongs, and Ben Hunt came on at hooker where he belongs.
And he played really well at hooker.
You know-
In fact, Hunt Duffy was tremendous.
And McGuinness at lock was excellent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It all worked.
Well, I'm a big fan of McInnes, and he's got to be on the field.
Yeah.
And so
without doubt.
I think he's a great hooker.
He's inspirational.
Yeah, he just keeps going and going and going. And
Yep.
Ben Hunt's, I'm in with the majority. I think Ben Hunt's best position is hooker.
Yep.
I think he can then direct the play. He's got enough smarts that it means he doesn't have to manage the game.
And he's an extra ball player.
Yep, I don't understand why they haven't gone this way sooner.
Yeah.
And look, did you hear also that even after this win, that they're now saying that Paul McGregor won't be exclusively choosing the team?
No, apparently they have a committee that chooses.
Four people. That says a message to you, doesn't it?
I thought that there was always a committee choosing the team.
No. In this case, it was always McGregor, and now he's been not overruled, but he's having to discuss his selection.
So we've got complete confidence in you, Paul, but we're going to form a committee so you don't have to make the choices.
You got to feel for the coach at that point.
Absolutely.
Like it's his head on the line, and you got some other bloke choosing the team.
Well, hang on. His head on the line has picked 4 bad teams.
Yep.
The committee picked this team and they win.
I'm not, but still, it's not him, is it?
No, that's right.
You live and die by your decisions.
Yeah.
And, you're a first grade coach. They shouldn't have renewed his contract.
You know what this is? This is, in a normal business setting, when you have an employee that's not performing, you manage them.
You performance manage them.
That's right. That's what this is.
Yeah.
This is a performance managing situation from a football sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, can I just say also, as good as the Dragons, it is to have the Dragons win. The Sharks were horrible.
Yeah, they were bad. And all of a sudden now, John Morris is...
I was going to say, John Morris is in trouble now.
But
Yeah,
come
he's
on,
doing
I mean no disrespect, Andrew Fafita should not be playing.
He's injured, he's slow,
He's
he's overweight.
Man.
It is like, go back 3 or 4 years ago when he was absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
It is a shame to see him still playing like he is. That's not a good way for a player to go out.
Yeah, sure.
So you've got him, you've got Sean Johnson, who still doesn't know how to win a game for you.
Yeah.
I don't understand that bloke. When he's on, but just hasn't been on.
Yeah, and it's chuck it to Graham and hope something happens.
Yeah, exactly. Chuck it to the big kid. Yeah.
And he's a good player. I like him.
Wade Graham.
There's too much pressure on him.
I know.
If he had halves performing properly for him, he could do his magic.
Yeah,
but at the moment, it's like throw it to Graham and hope something happens.
I mean, credit where it's due. The Dragons' defence at times in that game, they had 2 or 3 sets on their line, Cronulla, and couldn't break through.
Yep.
So,
Imagine what a bit of belief will do.
Yeah, exactly.
And your halves can't work if your forwards aren't going. And you look at the Sharks forward pack, and you've got, no offence, you've got Fafita, who, like I said, looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
Aaron Woods, and then a bunch of young blokes in the back row.
Yeah.
It's really not a strong pack.
No.
So hard to get the job done if you're a half.
For sure.
Gentlemen, I just need to point out something.
Mm-hmm.
We made a rule a while ago that we wouldn't wear our team colours on this show.
Yes.
No, none of us are.
You're in maroon, and when I look at the screen, you're almost matching your jersey behind you.
Excuse me, this is not a Manly football jersey.
I know, I understand. He's in blue, and he's also almost matching the jersey behind
the red
him.
and the white.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm just saying you're not even... You're still wearing one of your colours. Look at me. I'm in funny striped colours.
Yeah, funny is the good word. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm playing Eskimo tonight.
All right, you put it off long enough.
No, I haven't. I truly haven't. Bankwest Stadium on Monday night, where the Sydney Roosters beat the Bulldogs 42-6. Brian, what would you like to say about this game?
I'd like to say about this game...
Say it. Go on.
You know what? The Roosters were really good in the first half. They took every opportunity that came their way. In the second half, the wheels started to fall off a little bit. Kieran Foran makes a big difference to the Dogs team, straightens them up.
Yep.
But I would like to actually point something out about this game, which just shows the class that the Roosters have. Possession, 50-50.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
Time in possession, same. 26-47, 26-47.
Yeah.
Completion rate, the Dogs 74, the Roosters 71. All runs, Dogs 168, Roosters 187. There is nothing.
Yep.
But in the stats, there is nothing to indicate that this game was a 42-6 score.
What were the missed tackles?
Missed tackles were... Where is my missed tackles? I can't even see it. Missed tackles
39 versus 25. So they had more. The Dogs had more.
Yeah, but I like to look at the ineffective tackles.
But
ineffective is better because that's the one that gets you your line breaks, and it was 20-26 in the Dogs' favour. Like, it's just I don't get it. Like, how can a first grade team be like have equal possession?
Because they just don't have strike power. The Dogs can play an exceptionally good game based on statistics. But it's still a completed set when you score at the end of it, or you don't score at the end of it.
Yeah.
So the Roosters score at the end of their completed sets. The Dogs don't.
Like I said,
but they both have completed sets.
In that first half, look, the Roosters, every time they went down there, they made the right decision.
Yep.
Yeah, look, they bombed about 3 tries in the first half as well, to be really honest.
Yeah.
They just, like you said, they took their opportunities every time and they came off. But I listened to a couple of things. I listened to the press conference and I listened to the NRL 360 team, and Matty Johns gave some interesting insights. And he said, you look at when they're scoring the tries, how many men are available to them.
Yeah.
And they don't play structured block plays.
No.
He was saying they make themselves available. There was a beautiful in the first try. Kyle Flanagan got tackled.
Yep.
And Kiri's on the left hand side. He sees that Lachlan Lewis has come out of the line to tackle Kyle Flanagan. So you know what he does? He runs quickly around the side as Jake Friend's picking up the ball. He goes, quick, this way.
Yep.
And they had a hold they scored. It was absolutely superb.
Yeah. That's the difference. The Roosters and the good teams, the good half playmakers play heads-up football.
Yeah.
It's not about the structure. It's about you see the gap, you take the opportunity.
Yep.
And,
the middle 30 minutes was very disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, we won 42-6, but the middle 30 minutes was disappointing because, credit to the Dogs, they dug in and, they showed a bit of flair in that 30-minute period.
Well, the first 10 minutes it looked like they were going to be headed for a slaughter. I mean, it was 12-0 or something.
Well, at 15 minutes, it was 18-0.
Yeah.
Look, unfortunately, they didn't score a try in the first half, because it was a foot dragging across the line, but it was a really nice try that they were unlucky not to score. The other try they scored was nice, running through the middle, in-out sort of pass. But overall, the Roosters just did what they do. Their defence was exceptional. And the good thing, if you're a Roosters supporter, is their attack starting to really become sleek. I thought Tedesco was just unbelievable,
Yeah,
he's playing the Dogs, but he looks for opportunities.
Yep.
He's hunting, These rule changes are starting to help.
He's obviously been watching Latrell Mitchell.
And Tommy.
Okay, Brian, would you like to do the ladder?
To do the ladder?
Would you like to do the ladder? Would you like to do it?
Sure. Where's the ladder? There's the ladder. Found the ladder. Ladder's coming.
Ladder, there it is.
All right. In first place, played 5, won 5, the Parramatta Eels. Thank goodness they play the Roosters next week for who cares who wins. In equal second, we have the Raiders and the Storm. So much for the Storm learning to play with these new rules. They're currently in equal second place. Then we have the Knights and the Panthers on 7 points. Rounding out the top 8, we have the Roosters and the Sea Eagles on 6, with the Cowboys on 4. And then we have a plethora of teams just behind. West Tigers, Rabbits, Warriors, Broncos, Sharks, and the bottom 3 will remain Dragons, Bulldogs, Titans.
But everybody has a win now.
Everybody has a win.
Everybody has a win.
Everybody's on the board.
Okay, and in our NRL from the Sidelines tipping competition, have you seen how close it is?
No.
First place is 52 and last place, and I think that's me, is 46.
Who's winning?
Keenays.
Oh, Dylan.
Okay, he's in Tasmania. He doesn't know what he's doing.
But he had a perfect round, I think, the first round.
He's winning.
Really
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then Sally.
Oh my goodness.
And then you.
My goodness. And Sally's ahead by not tipping her team.
Yeah,
so let me just tell you, she better be tipping them from now on because I think they've figured it out.
All right, can we go on, gentlemen, to next week's round of football, which is going to make it round 6. Beanie round again, Brian?
Yes, Beanies for Brain Cancer. Support the Mark Hughes Foundation.
Where can you buy a beanie?
A beanie?
A beanie.
You can go straight off the website, actually, and buy them.
Selected IGA and Lowe's stores. They're easy to find.
Yep. Or straight off the Mark Hughes Foundation website.
And our friends at
if you're cold and you want one straight away, then go Lowe's or IGA.
Okay, let's go on to Thursday night's game at Central Coast Stadium, where the Newcastle Knights are playing the Brisbane Broncos.
Well,
Does anyone think the Broncos are going to win this one?
I don't
Okay,
think
next.
so. I think the Knights are going to be smarting.
Yep.
I think Ponga's contract deal will probably lift their spirits a bit. It's dependent whether Broncos can come out and play with the kind of...
If they played like they did in the
determination.
first half against Manly,
Yep.
I believe they can win this.
Yeah, I'll be tipping the Knights. Not by a lot, though.
Grant?
Yeah, I'm going to go the Knights, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset.
Yep.
Yeah, neither would I. I'm actually thinking of tipping the Broncos.
Oh, surprise.
You're so biased. I cannot believe how biased you
How
are.
can I be biased for picking a team I want to win? How is that bias?
Well, because you always pick the same teams. That's why you're coming last in the footy tipping comp.
True. Yeah, okay. Point taken. Let's go on to Friday night. The Rabbitohs against the Warriors at Bankwest.
Danger game, Steve. Danger
I know.
game.
I don't doubt it at all.
Both teams unchanged from last week.
Hopefully James Roberts will be back.
Right.
He's been picked in the 20.
Yes.
Hopefully he'll be back. And I'd like to, because I'm not convinced at the moment Braden Burns is playing very well, and I'd like to swap him out for James Roberts.
Will you have much say in that?
When Wayne rings me up, that's exactly what I'll be telling
Yeah,
you.
that's going to happen.
Jeez, I hope Braden Burns is looking for a new club. I'd like to see him over in Maroon and White.
Yeah, Wayne in the press conference, he said the only opinion that should matter to Latrell is mine.
Yes, that's right.
That's not arrogant.
Well,
Not at all.
what he actually meant to say was mine and Stevens. I accept being the silent partner in this.
So it'll be interesting to see if the evolution of Latrell continues.
It will.
Yeah, but
Actually, it'll be interesting up against
Roger.
Roger. Yeah.
Roger.
See what he can do against Roger. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, Warriors, Bunnies.
Bunnies.
Oh, that hurts for you to say that.
Well, I'm not picking the Warriors. I'm off them again. I'm not picking them again this year. They let me down. I'm not picking them again.
Tom?
Look, I'll tip the Bunnies, but I would be not surprised to see an upset.
Okay, I'm going Bunnies. Oh, but I must be biased because I pick the same team every week.
Of course you do.
Campbelltown Stadium, Penrith Panthers against the Melbourne Storm.
Should be a good game, this one.
Dylan Edwards back at fullback. I like Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, he's very good.
I wonder where he got to. He was been injured.
Yeah, he's been injured, and then they slowly brought him back. So Dylan Edwards is back, and Liam Martin is replacing Kurt Capewell.
Yeah, he's just badly injured.
Yep. Now, interestingly, did you see last week Brandon Smith, named on the bench, started a prop? It must be the smallest prop going around.
Well, he is named Wombat, so he's nuggety though.
Yes.
Oh man, and that try he scored, like the try that he scored with three blokes hanging off him, I'm thinking he's not that big, stop him. But anyway,
He's nuggety.
look, I bounce back time for the Panthers or Storm to continue. It's a bit of a toss of the coin, I think.
Probably the two teams I like the least in the league.
Really?
Sorry, Bradley and Sally.
Sorry.
Look, I honestly, if the Panthers had hung in against Parramatta, I would be saying the Panthers. But the problem is, I'm worried they will have another 5 or 10 minutes where they fall asleep, and that's where Melbourne will hit them. So I'm backing Melbourne.
Panthers. I've decided the Panthers. You're right. They hung in there with Parramatta, and it won't happen again. They won't let a
It won't
lead
happen
slip.
again?
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to pick out of your two?
Who cares? Panthers.
You can't say who cares.
I just don't like either of them.
How hundreds of thousands of people who
Excuse
watch
me.
this show every week won't appreciate
and
it.
Parramatta isn't there.
I don't hate the team.
All right, let's go to Saturday afternoon where the Gold Coast Titans are playing the St George Illawarra Dragons.
Another danger game for both of them because I think the Titans are a chance in this game.
Oh, I think so too.
I'm actually going to pick the... No, I don't know.
You going to sit on the fence in this one?
No, I'm going to go the Titans because it's up at Brisbane.
I think I'm going to go the Dragons, but I think it'll be very close.
I'm going to go Dragons as well.
Yeah.
At
a
this
lot
stage.
of very close games
Yeah.
this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
It'll
this
hard
wouldn't
to
be
pick.
joke around in your
No,
photo
absolutely not.
West Tigers at Campbelltown Stadium against the North Queensland Cowboys.
I'll be backing the Tigers to play much better, and I think the Cowboys are struggling. And Val Holmes will probably be out.
Val Holmes is out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Tigers.
I'm going with the Tigers too.
Bankwest Stadium on Saturday night, Sydney Roosters against Parramatta Eels.
Game of the century.
Talk about a who cares game.
This should be a ripper. This should be an absolute ripper.
You know, I don't say this often because I want the wheels to fall off the Roosters so badly it hurts. But I wouldn't care if they won by 50.
That's only because it's Parramatta.
So is this your who cares game? Is it
Melbourne?
The one you bagged him for?
Melbourne and Parramatta would be worse. I'm going the Roosters. Their form's just been too strong.
Yeah, it hurts, but I'm going Roosters as well.
Look, I think this is a danger game. I think this will test both teams out, and I think.
Well, I'm not convinced Roosters need to be tested. I think Parramatta need this test more, because again, they did well last week against the Panthers. You know, they've done well against other teams, but I'm still not convinced they've played anyone of note.
And they did have to wait 60 minutes to win a game.
Yeah,
and that's not a good stat. So,
no,
if the Roosters come out and do what they did to the Dogs early in the game by getting the jump on them, then they'll be behind.
Yeah, Parramatta won't be able to come back to them.
So why are you Roosters slowly getting rid of your mate Orbison? Slowly getting rid of this. Yeah,
I noticed
dropped
he's
out now. Back to you're still in the squad, but you're not in the team.
Yeah, it is sad.
They're buying someone else,
but I noticed that he's not as potent as he used to be. And he's a club man. He'll know. I just hope he makes the 300 games. He deserves to make the 300 games.
When does he get 300?
He had about 14 games to get, and I think he's played 3 out of the 5. So it's going to be tight.
You're going to need some injuries.
It's going to be tight, and he may not get a contract for next year. So I'd really love him to play if we get into the finals, then he's a chance.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, Campbelltown Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Canberra Raiders against the Manly Sea Eagles.
Ooh, this is going to be a good game.
The injury-depleted Eagles will have a mighty victory.
So who's
Who's out?
Tapau, Corey Waddell, Moses Sully.
Oh, I'm going Raiders.
Sully's out.
Sully done?
I've broken his hand as well.
You're going to be smashed. I'm going Raiders then.
Yeah, I think I was going to pick the Raiders slightly anyway, and that's just confirmed it.
Oh no, Curtis Sirenen's back. We'll be all right.
You seem so convinced.
We'll be right. The Raiders will underestimate us with our injury list, which is now growing.
All right, and then the last game of the round is Cronulla Sharks against the Bulldogs.
There's a who cares game. This is it. Oh goodness.
Dogs.
Yeah. I think the Dogs.
Yep. I'm going to go the Dogs.
I don't know on this one. I truly don't. I'd like to say the Dogs, but I just don't know they've got enough strike power to get over the top of even what I think would be a bad Sharks team.
Well, they've made the right choices. Like, so Will Hopewadi's back at fullback, which is where he should be.
He's much
their best more dangerous. Kieran Foran looked good at patches. Like, when the Roosters went off the boil against them, Kieran Foran was actually on. Yeah. So I don't know whether that was coincidence or not, but why not? Go the Doggies for a win.
Okay.
You all seem so convinced.
Well, I mean, Dean Pay's position becomes more and more precarious. He's sweating on Luke Thompson coming out of isolation.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting when he comes on board.
Well, I will tell you right now, if the Dogs get up, you know who will be sweating for their position?
John Morris. Yeah, for sure.
Look, I'm actually leaning the Sharks at the moment, but I'd like to see what team they put on the field first. Depending on injuries. Moreland's probably out again. So
well, John Bateman has said that he's probably going to head back to Super League so that he can be next to his daughter. The Dogs apparently are going to put in a big offer for him.
Well, who's going back?
Who's
John Bateman?
John Bateman. Yeah, they're apparently going to.
He's going back for his daughter. He's not going to sign money for someone else.
It just depends.
And neither should he. Okay, that brings us to the end of the show, gentlemen. It's been a long one tonight. Again. So,
but our viewership increases.
Yes, it does. And please keep sharing our show. We are the viewership is increasing. In fact, we've had substantial increase over last year, which is great. It must be because we're not wearing our club colours or something. I don't know.
Well, because you're not wearing red and green, it's something.
So please keep sharing the show. We hope you're enjoying it. Brian, is there anything intelligent you want to end the show with?
Depleted Eagles for the win.
I did say intelligent.
It doesn't matter what I say, that's what you're going to say.
Depleted Eagles for the win against the Canberra Raiders.
Against the mighty Raiders.
I'm
As
sorry.
Tom said, they're top echelon.
I'm sorry. We will be sitting here talking about this game next week, and we'll be saying that the Raiders won by at least 12. Tom, you got anything to?
There's a lot of close games this
There is.
weekend. I think it'll be, and that always makes for entertaining football.
Yeah.
If the game's close, because it's watchable. It's good. So it'll be great. And Saturday night, Roosters Eels is going to be a cracker.
And hopefully
Don't
the
miss
crowds can come back in the next couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
we'll be able to go out and
That's exciting.
watch the Bunnies again, as a team, as a group. Bonding session watching the Bunnies. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. This is NRL from the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve. What are you laughing at?
See you next week.
We'll do it all again next week. Thanks for
yous.
watching. Bye-bye.
See ya.